On July 30th, 2008, I lost my mom to lung cancer. This video, this channel is dedicated to her. Please join me and hashtag Cooking Against Cancer to celebrate those who fought the brave battle. Alright everybody, my name's Tommy and this is the Gallery Backyard Barbecue, and that is my mom's Greek cooking book, right? The book is pretty well known, but what isn't is the recipes that have been crossed out and rewritten inside, right? That's a lot of knowledge in that book right there, and I'm glad to have it, of course. And I'm going to break this up into three parts, this recipe. The first part is going to be the meat, right? You'll need about 1.5 pounds of 85-15 ground beef. You'll need a lot of cinnamon, and you'll need some pasta, right? And the first up is to get that ground beef in, get that pasta on, right? This is a very, very special dish. I've been eating this for years. I go to a lot of the Greek festivals and haven't had it really the way my yaya and my mom made it, which is basically a lot of cinnamon, right? And you'll see that in a few minutes. To your ground beef, a half a stick of butter, right? You can go salted or unsalted. You want a nicely chopped 1 cup of onions. And important to note here, and I'll leave this recipe down below, the pasta should be cooked al dente, right? Because you're going to put it in the oven, so you don't want to overcook it. So al dente on the pasta, of course. Now to the ground beef, I'm going to go salt and a fresh cracked black pepper, of course. And I got my flame on medium on that ground beef, right? This is going to take a good 15 minutes or 20 minutes or so. And to that we add our first dose of cinnamon, and you'll be adding a lot more cinnamon as it cooks. You'll probably be doing upwards of 1/4 cup in different spurts, right? And basically you're going to cook this ground beef, as you'll see, to the liquid has absorbed and disappeared, right? That could take 15, that could take 20 minutes or so, you'll see as we move along. As you see all the liquid in, we shall hit it with cinnamon again. There is no measurement to this. It all goes by taste, and like I said, it could be upwards of 1/4 cup. Okay, and our pasta we get off, that is cooked al dente. We'll get some cool running water on the pasta to slow the cooking down. And again, we shall add more cinnamon, right? I'm probably doing 4, 5, 6 tablespoons a shot. And you can see the liquid is evaporating quite nicely, and we're about 15 minutes in or so. And remember, in cooking you can add, but you cannot take out. So what I'm going to do is, of course, I'm going to taste the meat, right? And that tells me I need more cinnamon, of course. You would think this is overpowering the meat, but it's really not. And that looking pretty good right there. Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff. And why not a little bit more cinnamon, right? Oh yeah. Yeah, it's good stuff. Alrighty, and we'll get that moved over to the side. The next, we will make the crema, I believe it's called crema. That's a C-R-E-M-A, crema. Basically what we do here is a half a stick of butter, about a half a cup of flour, and 1 quart of milk. Again, this will be down below, right? And basically what we're making here is a roux, right? You want to cook this till it's lightly browned. And if it looks too cakey, you can add a little bit more butter, no big deal. That's not good. That's not good. That's not a big deal. That's good. And from there you want to slowly whisk in your milk, right? A little bit at a time. And in the meantime, have your 7 eggs lightly whisked, right? You can do that with a fork, just kind of fluff them up a little bit. Have those ready to go as you finish off your quart of milk. And as you add the milk and whisk it up, you want your flame on medium to low, right? Medium to low. This is a process where it's going to thicken up even as it sits. Okay, you can season that up with some salt and fresh cracked black pepper. You see as it sits and as I whisk and as it sits and as I whisk, it thickens up. You can see the bubbling. And from there we want to get our 7 eggs slowly added in as we whisk. So you don't want that crema boiling, right? So you want that medium to low because you don't want to cook the eggs, of course. And if you ever had a pastitsio, this is a good stuff. Good stuff. This is a Greek macaroni, I guess you could say, like a Greek lasagna, right? A little salt and a little fresh cracked black pepper. And again, taste add, right? You can always add, but you can never take it out, of course. And you can lightly butter that with some softened butter or spray it down, right? And basically what you're going to be doing here is building layers, right? And your first layer is going to be the pasta. And just kind of cover the bottom, right? That's all. No big deal. That's not a big deal. And you'll get a layer of meat on there, right? Alright, and from there I like to get a little of that crema on there, right? Just a little layer on the meat will do. Alright, and I'll put a little bit more meat on there. This is basically done in layers, right? Pasta, meat, pasta, then the crema on top. I snuck a little bit in the middle. There you go. Right in from there, we'll get that third layer of pasta. Easy. There you go. Alrighty, and then what I like to do here is just get a little butter and just a couple dabs of butter around on top of the pasta. I mean, you can never have enough butter, right? So I like to put that in there. I'm not sure if my mother did or not, but I'm gonna do it. And from there, we'll get our hot cream and we'll start layering that on top. Now, in theory, if this was a little bit thinner, it would seep down in. We'll get a little bit seepage, but maybe not much, but that's okay. And I like to put a little cinnamon on top of that, right? Now we're gonna get this in the oven at 350 for 20 minutes, right? There you go. And the power of edit, and we are all done, of course. And I'm telling you, I love this stuff. I've been eating this probably for 40 years. This is a big memory at all the functions, the Greek Easter, Greek Christmas. Now, usually you would let this set up a little bit. When it sets up, you can get yourself some nice squared slices, but because I'm doing this hot and it hasn't really set up, it's gonna fall apart. You'll see how it looks in the thumbnail, right? That's good stuff. Alrighty, let's get this moved to the board right for a closer look. There you go, right? And what we have here is that crema with that pasta and that beef with that cinnamon. I'm telling you, if you've never had this dish, you should make this dish. This is a cultural treat, right? Pastitsio. This is like a Greek lasagna, right? Like I said, I've been eating this for years and it brings back great memories. I'm glad I have this recipe and I'm glad I can make this dish. And at this point, what I want to do is I want to thank Shane over at Never Trust a Skinny Chef who put this very special collab together, right? This is a special one. I hope you follow that hashtag down below to check out all the other great YouTubers. That would mean a lot. And I want to thank my subscribers, right? New and old. We're going to bow out of this cook, and at this point, I would like you just to sit back and just kind of remember, right? Just kind of remember. Good night, Mom.